everyone. Welcome back to Keeping Up with the Chaldeans. I'm Anthony Toma with my co-host Junior Binnu. Today we kick it off with Tony Konja with Artistic Outdoor Services. Hello, Tony, and welcome to the show, brother.
Hello, thank you guys. Thanks for having me. Appreciate having me in. Thank you so much. This is awesome.
Yep. So why don't you start out a little bit, talk about yourself a little bit, and then we'll get into the artistic
Thank you so much. If everyone doesn't know me, I'm Tony Konja, owner of Artistic Outdoor Services. Welcoming to CNN, the Chaldean News Network here.
There you go.
Looking to promote. News. Yeah, the real news. So we're a commercial landscape design business firm where we kind of take it from creation to conception to completion. And we'll design the landscape. You know, we're going to install the landscape and then maintain the landscape. Pretty much commercial properties is what I say right now. What we mainly do is commercial properties, but we are getting into the high-end residential market now too, because that's coming along a long ways right now. People are really building high-end homes and they're spending their money on their landscaping. People want to be outdoors, as you know, stay-at-home kind of situation. So we're getting into that high-end market right now with residential. But my main focus is commercial real estate. We do office buildings, shopping centers, industrial, hospitals is our main thing too. So it's been a fun business. I'm enjoying it, and we work outdoors. It's been great, creating ideas. Yeah.
How many years in existence has this company been around?
22 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
I always say I started with one truck and one wheelbarrow. Now it's 25 trucks and 25 wheelbarrows.
Jeez.
Yes.
That's
25 trucks and 25 wheelbarrows.
Yes.
Very awesome.
Yeah, because we started with one and now we moved up to 25.
Gotcha.
So it's like a slow process. I've been kind of like, my focus was building the company in a slow process where you always hear that story all the time. You build the company too fast, you fall, right?
Yeah.
So I've kind of had the philosophy of, and even I'm mentoring some young professionals right now too, baby steps. Take the baby steps in business so you can grow the business and, you can maintain it. Because of course you never want to take on too much work and you can't perform. I'm very much in the service business and I'm big on service, so it's key that we maintain that relationship.
Yeah, well, I can speak to that personally.
Thank you.
You did my house, which was kind of a favor to me, which I very much appreciate you squeezing me in your busy schedule.
For sure.
Your crew's very professional, clean, punctual. Checked in at the same time every day. Checked out when there wasn't, a little extra work that they had to do to get to be ready for the next day. But your guys are awesome. You are awesome. You're there every step of the way.
Yeah.
Pre, during, and then after, and you're constantly checking in on me, of course, too.
Thank you.
Which is very cool.
And that's kind of a key thing to any success of any company. It's communication with the customer, and I think I'm really good at that. As you know, you've seen that experience. Absolutely. So I feel like, if they work with me, I'm going to be through the process of the whole process all the way through. And I've heard it from major presidents of companies like Tony. You're such an involved owner. A lot of owners of companies will put that responsibility on an employee, and maybe the employee doesn't care as much, right? I care, and I care about our community, and I know in our community, our name is on the line.
Yeah,
bad news travels fast, right? So the goal is keep your reputation up, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I feel that I'm really good at that process.
And in your case, your employees actually do care as much as you do, which is very cool, and it
awesome.
speaks to, your, willingness to work with everybody and the, I guess, the relationship you have between you and your employees and your customers, which is very cool.
Yeah. Finally, I came up with a thing called, core values of the company. And you, after time and, years after years in the business, you learn, how do I do better for my employees? How do I do better for my customers, right? And then you come up with, team core values. And I literally posted this on the shop, and it might be one of the pop-ups here, too, that basically, we love what we do. We work outdoors, treat the customer right always, all the time with respect. And then, basically we are a team. Let's do it together. And kind of one of the taglines is teamwork makes the dream work, which a lot of people say, right?
Yeah.
So one night the guys are working really late at night till 10 o'clock at night. We work 12 hours a day out in the heat, right? So I'm like, hey guys, thanks very much for staying late. And they're texting me back, teamwork makes the dream work. I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah,
to hear that coming back from your guys.
Great.
So,
For sure.
Yeah.
So it's been fun, yeah.
So how many people do you employ now currently?
Probably about 45 to 50 employees, which is a nice size.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to be that biggest company in town because I think, like I said, you grow too big too fast and you lose out of touch, right? I'm in a nice sized company where we maintain about 150 commercial properties, and with that, some major malls, some major hospitals, And it's nice where I'm still in tune with the company.
Yep.
Yeah,
If I go to the
still a
next
personal
level,
touch.
yeah, exactly. I'll have to start hiring managers, and they'll be dealing with the employees. All the employees know it every single time. They can call me at any time. I'm available, and we have a weekly meeting. We call it the weekly meeting that we discuss what's going on in the company with my managers and what do we do right. What do we do wrong? How are we going to fix it? So I'm very big on that. We have to have that weekly discussion.
Communication.
Exactly. How do we better ourselves? So yeah, with the employees, and I was saying earlier to you that I'm thankful right now because doing something right that in this today's economy, pretty much every position's filled in my company and I have backup employees.
It's huge.
That's hard to say.
Sure.
So I must be doing something right. I must be treating them right. And like you say, they enjoy working for me. I'm sure there's a few here and there, like Tony's this or Tony's that, but you got to be a little tough sometimes, right?
Yeah, it happens at the end of the day. So were you deemed essential for last year, for the COVID restrictions?
Yeah.
Were you deemed essential?
Yeah, during that whole process, we maintain commercial properties, we maintain hospitals and office buildings. So from the basic services of just mowing the lawn, the hospitals. And actually I was surprised though, there was a minute where we were shut down, but then we do senior living homes, and think about that. You have to maintain these senior living homes and mow the grass before bugs and rodents start coming in. So for about 2 weeks we were shut down, but we got kind of lucky because it was in between the winter of March, end of March, and before season started April 15th, right?
Yep.
So we kind of got lucky, and then we were definitely essential at that point, and working outdoors, and I'm kind of safe with that.
And so we talked about landscaping and greenery and all that stuff, but you're all year round. So you do snow removal in that as well.
Yeah.
So that keeps you busy in the winter.
That's kind of one thing I want to say to the audience too. So for every commercial real estate property owner, if you own a piece of real estate from a small office building or a shopping center, industrial, or a major mall, we kind of take the process off them, make it easy for them, where we say, we offer you year-round services.
Sure.
From the spring lawn services to the summer services to the fall services, going into holiday decorating, which you'll see up here in the photos, holiday decor, tree lights, but only commercial, not residential on these services, right?
Sure.
And then we go from the holiday lighting into the snow plowing services operation. So it's kind of cool. We are a service that's a year-round service, and I take that responsibility from the property owner. He doesn't have to worry about hiring 3-4 companies throughout the season, right? We can say we're one-stop shop. We can do it all.
From beginning to the end.
And they
One phone number.
Yeah.
So we are viewing as the screen is a moving that your sites and stuff that you've worked on. I mean, a lot of people won't recognize maybe by area C, but I mean some of the stuff they will.
Right.
What's some of the prominent names and the large scales that you've worked with, just to show the scale of what artistic, what our outdoor services does, so they don't see it that he's just doing my home resident,
Yeah, definitely. Some of our major clients, and I'll say it, I think I posted one time on my website that we work with major hospitals like Ascension, Providence Hospital, and one property out in Novi. I literally had that property since the day they've opened their doors, 20 years now.
Yep.
Literally, the hospital opened up 20 years ago, and we're still servicing it today.
Nice.
So Ascension, Providence, we work at Beaumont, we work at Children's Hospital, a lot of the DMC facilities on the hospital side, and then office parks like Font Walk in Novi, high-end hotels like the Townsend Hotel in Birmingham.
Yep.
So we mainly service like Oakland, Macomb, Wayne County, a lot of Detroit properties, and then a little bit into Washington. We're working our way into Ann Arbor now.
Sure.
So pretty much those communities right now, and pretty much strictly the commercial real estate.
Is there anything too small or too big for you guys to handle at this point right now? I know you were saying you're not trying to outgrow yourself right now. You're growing on a quality path, right? So is something too small for them to reach out to you that you'd have to pass off, or is something too big, like where the clients would know if they were expecting your services?
I kind of say anything from a dental office to a hospital.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as small as a dental office or a small shopping center, I would say gas stations we really don't service because it's kind of tricky to maintain a gas station.
Yeah.
It's busy, right? We're trying not to crash into anything, right? But everything from a dental office to all the way up to a hospital.
Good.
Major malls. Yeah.
It's good for them to know, because that's all the diversity of our people getting into different businesses
I love it.
these days. So
I have to say that I'm going to speak on the Chaldean community too for a second. Got so involved in the beginning because basically I'm half Chaldean. My mom's American, but my dad Chaldean. My dad was even born here too. So I, of course, worked in the grocery business my whole life. And I'm like, I don't want to really do this. I want to be outdoors with the trades guys and the contracts, and that's kind of how I got into this business. Didn't want to go to college, right? And then really kind of got so involved with the Chaldean community by getting involved with the Chaldean Chamber of Commerce, and just really our community's been so supportive of my business, and just good people, and love working with them, and I'm thankful for our community.
Yep, good.
Yeah.
When I'd see you around, you know, early on when I started getting involved in the chamber and the foundation and, you know, Shenandoah and all that, and I thought you owned them all.
Yeah. Own what?
All of it.
I
thought you owned all of it because you were always there. You knew everybody.
Yeah.
Shaking everybody's hand, helping anybody out with any kind of business need that they had.
Yeah.
You're always so, you know, out there to help and to network and to introduce one to the other and to connect this guy with that guy or this girl with that guy and this. You know, you're always networking and it's a beautiful thing that you do, and you know, it's selfless.
Yeah.
God bless you, man.
And I feel like, you know, it's like you give, givers gain. There's that saying in some business, like you give, you're gonna gain, right? And I definitely say that, live to give. You know, it's like promote that on my Facebook page, live to give, because if you do give, you're gonna get back. Sure. And for some people, it does come naturally, and I think I'm just that person, open networker, and
definitely.
Hey, you want to help people, and and that's why I got involved with the Chaldean Chamber of Commerce thing, and I need to get involved in our community more. I wasn't really involved, and before you know it, then you're serving on the board of directors and promoting business, and then recruiting, like we like to do, recruiting people into that business, because with that chamber, like any chamber of commerce, you know, we're supposed to be working with our members, right? Just like the whole community. But thank you for that, because I enjoy doing that. I enjoy connecting people. I'm actually mentoring some young Chaldean guys right now, and I actually ask anybody who wants to ever get in the landscape business, I'm happy to promote them and help them get going in the business, because I think it's a great business to be in. The service industry, anything we think service industry,
you meet people. You
know, anything from all kinds of countries, but the landscape industry is great. So I'm mentoring some young guys right now. I'm happy to do that.
Very
and
cool.
Encourage them to get in the business, or any kind of business.
You were recently honored with some, I guess, board offering somewhere at Southfield.
The Detroit Regional Chamber of Commerce. So that was exciting. I got nominated to be on the board for the Detroit Regional Chamber, which is the largest chamber in the country. First Chaldean actually to sit on the board of directors for Detroit Regional Chamber, which is everyone from major companies.
You're a great representative of the Chaldean community, and it's great for you, for us as a community to be able to say that you serve on that board. It's great.
Started off with the Chaldean Chamber first, then the Southfield Chamber of Commerce, then the Detroit Regional Chamber.
Congratulations.
So I hope to bring, and that's what they kind of said. And everyone's looking for that today, diversity. They're like, Tony, we want to nominate you because we know you're from the community, and we need diversity. Everyone's looking for diversity now, because everyone needs to commingle. Everyone needs to work together.
No doubt.
Yeah, they need to skip past all that stuff. It's not about color. It's not about race. It's just about let's get the business done.
Exactly.
And I want to touch on something real quick to what you said before we take off. But you mentioned in general him as a person as a whole. And I knew of Tony, but never met Tony.
Yeah.
Right. You know, we'd always cross paths.
Oh, perfect.
But we just, you know, you just didn't. So the mention of him was brought to me by a former manager that I had. He came into work for me last year during winter because he works with Tony for some stuff on the landscaping side for this stuff. And he said, you know Tony Konja? And I sat back, I said, you know, I don't know him personally. I said, you know, show me a pic. You know, it's always that. You pull up Facebook, show me, let me see it.
Who is that?
You know? So I was like, you know what? Yeah, we you know, I was crossed. We say hello. We've never really actually had a conversation.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, he's a hell of a guy, man. He's like, bro, he's a hustler in your community. You should see how hard the guy works and this and that. And I said, you know what? It's time to meet Tony Konja. So we were, I believe, we got to actually talk was at the event that we had was the mixer, or was it, or the barbecue was? I'm sorry, last
June
year.
Or
the first. The first barbecue.
Fest,
Yep. He came by at the first one. That's right. Yep. So it was good to meet you then. But like I said, it was a small world to connect and say, look, you know, you got a hell of a guy in your community, and
that's
this
cool.
is what he does. So.
Hearing that from a vendor that I basically give him business, he doesn't have to say that. He's a supplier, you know what I mean?
And if you're watching, Clint, you do talk shit, and this is one person you didn't talk shit about. So you're doing everything good, man.
We'll send him the video.
Yep. So good.
I mean, that's the goal. You learn that from your parents, and how to treat people and how to respect, and you know, you're going to get farther in life, you know, if you if you care for others, you know what I mean, and you help others, and I see that way. There was a time in business, and I think I was on a recent podcast that said that, like, I was that tough guy in business at 21 years old, like, oh, I'm always right. No, I'm not always right.
Yeah.
You know, the customer's always right, or
Yeah.
let's think about this. You know, how do we work our way through this? And, you know, it's not an argument. And over time, we learn about that.
Yeah,
but
for
we're
sure.
young at 21 years old. We don't know that.
So I know you're working on branding
Yes.
yourself, so we're going to make sure that we
Cool.
take this and push as much as we can promote it, because you guys are going to see hundreds of these all throughout the Metro Detroit area,
Thank you.
plus more. So keep an eye out for him. You guys can reach him definitely here. Are you doing anything with social media right now that they can
Yep,
look
we're on
for you?
Facebook, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Instagram. Artisticoutdoor.com is the company. Yeah, pretty much all social media, and just very involved in the community. You're going to see me out at events and reach out to me if I can help your business grow. I'm that person. Literally, like, I want to help you grow. Because I feel like, and I have to say this too, like, I've been doing this for 20-something years, 23 years. There comes a time in your business where you're running crazy scatterbrains all the time, and we know those people, we meet those people. And I was like that. I was that person. But now I feel like, okay, wow, I got things in check now. I'm running the business is not running me.
Sure. Yeah.
We've all felt like that before.
Can
When
you
you get
tell-
that position.
How? Just I want to know that, because I am that
Sure.
scatterbrain. I am that guy who has a shit ton of. But
Yeah.
tell our audience, man, what it take you to
key.
get to that
That's
point.
key. It's basically putting the right people in the right seats. And you've heard it from many leaders in town before. If you have the right people in the right seats, meaning your office staff, your back office. I've heard it before from many clients. Wow, your office is amazing on invoicing and communications and proposals. You get to right away. So when you build your team around you, of course, it's about your team. Have the right people in the office that's doing the billings, and your secretary is very key to you, your assistant, right?
Sure.
And then having the right people in the management. When you fill those seats, and it takes time to do that, then you feel like, okay, you're putting them, it's delegating authority, right? You're having them take care of responsibilities that you were doing for a long time. You hear the saying all the time, I wear so many hats in my company. Well, you shouldn't be. You're the president, CEO of the company. You should not be wearing them hats. And I get it now, the way I'm still very involved too, but I still have other responsibilities handled by a lot of the people in the company.
Sure.
It takes time.
Yeah, so a lot of what you're saying, I've kind of learned from a book called Traction by
Yes,
Gino Wickman.
I read it.
Yeah, so that's the book is a great book. Anyone out there should go out there and pick it up.
Yes.
It'll help answer a lot of the questions that kind of Junior was trying to relay to the audience that Tony was going to articulate and did by talking about the seats. And you mentioned your level 10 meeting that you had with your employees, where the communications all laid out on the table.
True.
You threw out issues, you solve the issues, discuss and identify, and you're off and running. It's a great book. Everyone should pick it up. And
It's a good book. Yeah.
and I can tell that you live by the book. And
I've lived
it's
it.
great.
Yep.
Yeah,
There's another called Rocket Fuel.
Rocket Fuel. Yeah, that's
another
a
one
second edition of, well, not a second edition, but an add-on book of Traction, also written by Gino Wickman.
Yeah, very cool. And I've never done the EOS. I know a lot of friends of mine
It's
are
a great-
doing it.
Yeah,
That whole process, and
the entrepreneur's operating system.
it's kind of cool. It's how a lot
It
of
is.
companies.
EOS is badass.
I love check, because the hardest thing, if you notice, as Chaldeans is drifting away from micro and macro management.
Yeah.
And it's very, very difficult, because we try to be right there involved and say, shit, I can do it better than what he just did. And it's like, you got to step back, and that means you're not creating your team to be strong enough to say you have to still step in. It's not good.
My employees tell me to chill a little bit too. Like, I'm always nervous about this, and like, no, chill, we got it. I'm like, okay, thank you.
Yeah, you trained us for this. You trained us for these exact issues.
I'm like, thank you. You're calming me down here. So
Yeah.
you're still nervous on the daily.
Your generals are always worried about the soldiers,
Well,
right?
because
Exactly.
it's your reputation. You know, and
Oh
you
my
take
God.
pride in your reputation, and
I do.
you've worked so hard to gain such a great reputation, and for little things that make you a little nervous.
Yeah.
Believe me, people will understand that if it happened and it was on your watch, that it just wasn't avoidable because you're on top of everything.
Someone said that before. It's like, it's not the problems are going to occur. It's how you fix the problem.
Exactly.
And how
There you
quickly you fix that problem, right? So things are going to
Absolutely.
happen. You can't be perfect, right?
No question. No question
true.
about it.
No, but you do your best to make it.
Definitely. I love
That's
it.
the thing.
Cool.
Yep.
Anything else that you want to mention to the audience that we may have overlooked?
Basically, I'm just thankful for our community. I'm thankful that you guys are doing this, keeping up the Chaldeans. Really, there's a lot of people in our community that we don't know. Even though you might say I know a lot of people,
Yeah.
I always have a saying about that. I have a lot of sayings. Like, the more people you know, the more opportunities you have.
Correct.
'Cause I'm a sayings guy, right?
Well, yeah. So the more people you know, and the more people that know you, so
Yes.
this helps them know you.
Yes.
just like, I was at a funeral yesterday, and guy says, "Hey, Anthony, what's going on?" And he knew me. I didn't really know him, but he introduced himself, and he's like, "Hey, I watch your shows, and I want to thank you for the support." And we love to hear that. We love to hear it when we're out. They say, we like what you're doing, and we appreciate it.
Cool.
And it's a cool show. I watch it, and it's cool. But so you're a sayings guy, and you have any other sayings?
I have another saying. So it actually got put. When I was on the Chaldean Chamber Board of Directors. I came up with the saying like, get involved, get connected, get business. And every email I would send out saying, please join the Chaldean Chamber. I would put that on the bottom of the email. Before you know it, it shows up on the flyer for the new membership application. I'm like, cool.
Yeah. But
get involved, get connected, get business. So the saying goes, if you don't get involved with your community, you're not going to get connected.
Correct.
And you're not going to get business. If you're trying to grow your business, don't be bashful. Go out, meet the people, shake hands. And that's why the network events is where it's at, But then again, there's community. I do a lot of charity stuff too. We didn't talk about that. So in the summertime, I would be involved with about 15 charity golf outings where I literally run the putting contest. I did one for breast cancer awareness last October, breast cancer awareness month, and I'll raise $3,000-$4,000 for that day. I'll donate my time, and then I'll bring some help with me, and we'll donate, our time to run the contest. And we raise money for that charity. It's been Chaldean Foundation. It's been Southfield Chamber, kids with cancer. It's a lot of work out
there with the heat.
It's a lot, and it's a full day. Yep. I'm taking my time out to, and that's what I'm telling everybody in the audience here. Get involved with your community. Give back. You can't just be all about yourself and just raising, work of yourself all the time. I get it, but when you give back, it does come back around. It's like live to give. So I enjoy doing that, and it's great.
You mentioned networking. I remember you invited me to a network event that you started with a group of people. Do you want to talk about that a little bit? Yeah,
that group is called Elite Success Partners, and that group is not really around right now because there's not much networking going on.
It's tough.
I've been involved with a lot of things, like even BNI. BNI back in the day, everyone knows about BNI. There was a time
Tell us about BNI.
Yeah,
I don't.
Really?
Business Network. Yeah,
Business Network International, and there was a time that I would literally stand up. I picked up a building on Northwestern Highway. A guy says, I'm involved with BNI. Do you want to come check it out? It's a weekly meeting that you go every Wednesday morning, and you speak, for like an hour and a half, or you meet people. And then you have to stand up and give like a 30-second pitch on your company. And literally, I recall myself being so nervous, I'd be sweating. I'm like, God, and that actually taught you how to stand in front of people and speak. So it's a good thing starting off with the BNI. And then Elite was basically all about presidents and CEOs. I love networking with other presidents, CEOs that run companies like yourself, that run a business, because you're going to learn from them. I might know a lot, but I'm always learning, right? So Elite is not around anymore, but there's still a lot of guys within that group. We had probably 20 guys, and we're kind of all servicing of the real estate industry. So we had an event at the Maury in Birmingham about a month, back in, I think it was November. We had 100 people show up. And
nice.
So we just bring all people together that work in the real estate world. If it's title work, or it's a mortgage business, or it's cost segregation, we basically, and that's why I say build your team around you, not only your employees, build your team, your network. That's another one. Your network is your net worth.
Yeah, there you go.
Right? So what I do is when I'm out meeting people, here's what I do. I understand what you do. I want to be the guy when they bring up landscaping. Or they bought a new building, or they're remodeling a building. Kind of during COVID, I got a lot of calls from office building owners saying, no one's in the building. Now's the time to redo the landscaping. We're going to redo the parking lot. We're going to redo the landscaping. Perfect. No one's here. So it would renovate their office building, so when they came back and they had to go back to market for leasing, it was a tough time for them because people didn't want to be in office buildings. It was easy for me to come in and make it look pretty.
Yeah, for sure.
So it was kind of cool to do that. Yeah. So get involved with your community.
Yeah, for sure. So we close out every show with a question. The question is, what does it mean to you to be Chaldean?
Wow, what it means to me is being part of an amazing community that people support each other, they give back. You always think, who can I call in my community that offers a service, from insurance to homeowners insurance to construction. How do you help your community grow? And it's only going to benefit you by connecting with them, and just very proud.
Yeah.
I have to say, very proud being a Chaldean. I love our community, and we really do look out for each other.
You do, no doubt about it.
So it's very cool. I love it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us. Junior's going to close us out.
Cool. It was awesome having you. So
Thank you.
We're signing off. Make sure you guys check out Tony at Artistic Outdoor Services. Don't forget, in the event of needing anything from, your home to businesses to snow to regular landscaping. This gentleman can handle all that for you.
Yeah.
He's
And
big
more.
enough and more. Yeah, he's big enough with his ability with all those trucks now. You know, you can handle a lot more. So make sure you watch this episode, and if you can hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel, we'd appreciate it.
Yeah.
You'd be able to hear this interview and many more on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, and many other platforms. And if you guys are out and about, don't forget to look for this cool sign right here. You can't miss it. And give this man a call.
Thank you.
We'll be seeing you.
And one thing before we close out, if you see this man in public, do yourself a favor and introduce yourself to him.
Yep.
He'll be there to help you, I promise you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Cool.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys. Signing off.
Appreciate it. No.
Appreciate it.